Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, patch 7.2 releases today. You'll get our first impressions, plus patch 7.2. And did I say 7.2? And 7.2 and StarCraft. As Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. That was weird. We got a little remix of our own theme. We'll fix it in post, maybe. I don't know. Welcome everybody from the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today is March 28th, 2017, and it is now 10:10 in the p.m. Central Time. Thanks so much for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane. I am your host of the show, and as always, the players are here. First, we'll go to the guy from Line of Sight Gaming. It's Tattva. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Pat. What's up? Hello, everybody.
Not much. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. That's the way it goes.
You ready for a show?
I am. I'm always ready for a show. And so is the next guy here from the Payload podcast and Well Met podcast over at blizzpro.com. Back from vacation. It's John Horstmann.
Pat, I was very impressed by your intro today.
Thank you.
That was great.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
I thought that was impressive. Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll fix that in post too, maybe.
Well, then my joke won't make sense. So you can't now. See, I cornered you.
Now I can't fix anything in post, which is fine. Yep. Which is kind of the way that I want to do it. I don't know. Hello, everybody. Hello, guys. Welcome to the show. And we have amazing stuff to talk about tonight because patch 7.2 has dropped in World of Warcraft. And really, do you need more? That's a lot of content right there. Biggest patch ever in World of Warcraft. Ever.
Dang.
Yeah. But first, let's catch up with the guys and see what's going on. Tattva, what have you been up to, bud?
Just kind of focused on raiding lately, rebuilding the team. We went through a little bit of We've actually gotten quite a few apps. Like we're back up. We're back out to 3 out of 10 Mythic again. So I mean, we had to take a little bit of a break from the raiding, or from Mythic, anyways. We kept raiding, but yeah, it was a little rough there for a little bit, but we actually got a few people apping from last week's show when I mentioned that we were recruiting, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome, dude. That's great.
Yeah, so
I like hearing that.
So I think our healing core is working out, and then still looking for some more ranged DPS, but we're starting to fill out, so hopefully we'll get progressing on Spellblade here pretty soon.
I accept. I accept.
Right.
Bring it, Johnny.
$20. $20 a night, and I'm yours.
All right. That sounds like a challenge.
Ooh.
Nope, not really. John, how about you, bud? What has been going on? I know that you're playing some Overwatch before the show, right?
Yeah. So should I tell my Overwatch story now or later?
It's up to you.
All right. We're going to do it now then.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
So right now. So we've been on the payload. Rosh and I wanted to do a experiment. And basically I put a premise forward that says, I don't feel like I'm a gold player. I'm not saying I'm an amazing player, but I feel like on PC, I've gone beyond being a gold player. I've been diamond on Xbox many times and, whatever. But on PC, I've been learning the shooter from scratch. So I'm like, you know what? Let's see if I really am. So Rosh and I are like, let's see if we can do this. So we roll alts, get them to 25 and roll competitive. And I placed 1,200 points higher than where I placed on my main. So,
how's that? That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice,
that's great.
right?
Yeah.
But it's also pretty frustrating knowing that I could be not in ELO hell on, in gold when I could be somewhere else. We actually got up to 3,300.
Wow.
Before the Orisa patch today, and then everyone wanted to play Orisa, and no one knew how to play her, and we just lost a lot of games.
Wow.
So
that happens though. So
yeah, it was just like a really interesting thing. And so now it's really weird because when I hop on my main, I'm like, cool, we're playing around 2,000, 2,500. And then we go over to my alt, and we're at almost masters. We're getting queued up against masters, and so it's been an interesting week for that. But yeah, I've been doing a bunch of that. Taking a little break from Hearthstone before the expansion hits here, and then the first week or so of April.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
And I got vacation last week, so that was nice.
How was vacation?
Third world-esque.
Oh, really?
In the sense where my internet was, my parents used to have 50 down, 10 up. They upgraded to 5. They upgraded, no joke, their words, not mine.
Right.
Sorry, that brought up something else. 5 down, 1 up now, but they got a better router, and so it's better because they have better signal in the bedroom.
And they're only playing like iPad games and stuff like that.
Yeah, my mom stopped streaming Overwatch a couple months ago.
Just playing Sudoku, Yeah, that's it.
Candy Crush champion, my mother.
Right. Yep. Right. Well, I know that I got into patch 7.2 a little bit today, and we'll be talking about that here in just a minute. But having a lot of fun in that one. So, yeah. Before we get into that, though, I just want to bring up a couple of quick things. Number one, that if you are looking to transfer a character, now is the time to do it because character services are on sale at Blizzard.com. Or is it still Battle.net, or are they getting rid of that? I know they got rid of it on the launcher, but I think, is Battle.net still a thing?
Battle.net is still a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just making
sure. I think
sure,
it reroutes, though.
Does it? Let's check it out.
So us.battle.net, still there.
Yep, still there. So you can get it over there. And they've got, what is it, like 25% off of appearance changes, race changes, name changes.
Like Earthing, isn't it?
Yeah. So
all the things.
So there. 25% off. That's pretty good. And it goes through the 4th. So if you're looking to make a change, now's the time to do it. And it happens, so all that stuff happens. They have the big sale, the big 25% off sale. And then on April 5th, BlizzCon tickets go on sale. They're going to make a lot of money right around April. Right around the beginning of April. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
they're probably hurting for money, aren't they, these days? They're hurting pretty bad, right?
Blizzard, yeah.
I don't think they have very many successful games anymore.
I know. They really don't. Not
I think they've got
all.
a bake sale next week. And then they do a community yard sale the week after that.
Community yard sale. Just, in the greater Orange County area. They're just, helping out wherever they can. Just trying to make a buck, man. That's it. But yeah, so BlizzCon tickets go on sale Wednesday, April 5th, and then again on Saturday, April 8th. And for more on that, you can go to blizzcon.com and check out all the different times and stuff like that and blah blah blah. But it'll be fun. Oof. That'll be the nerve-wracking time when everybody's like, "Oh my god, I got to put in all my information and get it all done." Good luck. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Yep.
Refreshing that page.
That's right. Ugh. Actually, you don't have to do that anymore, do you? I didn't do it last year, so I'm not sure. I didn't have to press the F5 all the time, but I did that years ago.
It's really smart, Pat. Tell everyone they don't have to refresh the page so that we can refresh the page.
I don't.
Very good.
I don't.
Very
I think the process is a lot smoother. Is all I'm trying to say.
It totally is.
From all the tales that I've been told, the process is a lot smoother, and so that is always nice. So there. All right. Maybe we should just go into the news. Oh, it's the news. Hey, so there's this little thing called patch 7.2, and it just landed on Azeroth with a big, huge thud. Boom. And there's a lot of stuff in it. There's so much stuff in this. I don't know, John, can you run through some of the bigger things that are in this patch?
Yeah, I got you. So first, my favorite part, a nice like 4-minute video that just highlights everything for you. And they kind of have done this with every patch for like the last 3 or 4, but each time they get better and they become more succinct and easier to understand. So you've got that great video, but you've got the Broken Shore, which it's not that big. It's only the biggest ever non-expansion zone we've ever seen in WoW. So, no big deal. So we got Broken Shore, right? Mm-hmm. Cathedral of Eternal Light. So new dungeon. You've got Illidan, Maev in there. Another one of my favorites, class mounts.
Yep.
Come on, hallelujah.
Yep. You get the owl
griffin.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be cool. That'll be cool.
This flawless system that everyone's happy with. We've got some artifact changes coming with some new artifact traits, artifact knowledge ranks, and even changes to like artifact trait costs and things like that. Want me to keep going? Am I still going down the list?
I think
is that a good part to chew on to start?
Maybe you should take a breather. Maybe you should take a breather because there's a lot of stuff in this patch.
Jeez.
There's a lot of stuff in this patch. By the way, it's Cathedral of Eternal Night, not Light.
Did I misread that, or did you just change that?
No, I totally changed it on you. No, it's
okay.
No, you misread it.
In my head, I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah,
did I really?
Yeah,
I have dyslexia, so there's an L somewhere probably.
It's fine. But the new dungeon. Let's talk about that real quick. Tattva, have you run that yet?
Yeah.
And what did you think?
Like the whole Temple of Elune. I mean, it's the Tomb of Sargeras now, but whatever. Temple of Elune. Like, it's just such a gorgeous place. Just brilliant in there, and then just tons of demons. Smack your face and stuff.
Seriously, watch out for the plants that like grab you from across the room and try to pull you. As a healer, I was like going, "Oh crap, these guys are killing people left and right." I mean, like seriously, it would take away half your health. And it was like, "Oh, here's a little fella that we need to watch out for." So yeah,
it was pretty funny. There was we did it without a healer, so we were just 4 DPSing. We just did Mythic 0 or whatever. Just regular Mythic. Yeah. We're just kind of cruising through, and we get to the second to last boss where there's the portals and they're summoning all the guys in and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And there was just kind of like a disconnect. Like every single pull, we're just like, are we just focusing the boss, or are we going to kill these guys? And so we'd have one person, or we'd have a couple DPS on the boss, a couple people splitting off, and then the next time it was like flipped. And we did it like 3 or 4 times and just kept wiping. And then we finally had Crab switch to healing, and then. Yeah, and then there's still, I think, a disconnect, but yeah, no, it's a great zone. It's going to be interesting seeing that place on Mythic Plus. I think it's going to be fairly challenging, especially with how they're just making it all more difficult. So you're going to kind of be shooting for that Mythic Plus 10 now instead of the Plus 15 these days. So
right, and
it's going to be scary.
And it's kind of cool because now all of the other dungeons, including Karazhan, parts 1 and 2, are in the heroic dungeon finder as well, so you can actually go through and just queue up for a heroic, and maybe you'll get into Karazhan, which is kind of neat because I don't know, I didn't run that enough because people just were. Yeah, I think people were running it for like a month or 2 or whatever, and then just kind of dropped off because they were all just wanted the AP. They just wanted artifact power, and they were like, we're not running that. So.
Yeah, there's still some great gear, especially like with now it being part of the Mythic Plus system. and being able, just because in Karazhan, there's trinkets in a chest or something that end up buffing each other. And so if you get like 905s of all that stuff, it might actually still be extremely legit to be, looking for some gear from that place just because of that buff.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't think Nightbane's part of it though.
Oh yeah.
So you have to do it normal mode or normal mythic if you want Nightbane.
Okay. All right.
Or heroic. Or
but the new dungeon was pretty cool, and I did that on heroic, and it was nice. It was just nice, friendly dungeon, very cool looking, and it kind of fit with all the other Legion dungeons. I thought there were lots of like twisty staircases and all that kind of stuff. So, but it was a really cool setting. Nice.
Yeah, it's cool running through there with Maev and Illidan as well. They just need to make little demon hunter night elf babies. Really.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Really?
Sure.
Like that's the couple of 2017, Maev and Illidan. It's going to be a cover of Life or something or whatever it is.
Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit of Broken Shore. Johnny, did you hop into WoW at all today?
I didn't.
Okay.
I was trying to get to Masters.
I know you're playing Overwatch a lot.
I know. I'm a disappointment.
After your vacation, you're trying to, keep the streak alive. But I just wanted to know where you were at.
That's the second streak I've done today.
That's good. So Tattva, I'm guessing that you went around the Broken Shore and were doing a bunch of the things as well.
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. There's a lot of good videos out explaining like the order to do things to maximize it to the max. But I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory. If you just log in, you get the quest to go talk to Khadgar, and then he sends you to the Broken Shore. You get to see the awesome cinematic that they released at the Q&A last week.
Yep.
That, I don't know. That might be my favorite in-game cinematic ever now.
Really?
I'm trying to think of a better one.
There are so many really awesome cinematics in game. I don't think I could pick one that really was like the one. Other than of course the Lich King. I mean that one's huge, but I think this one knocks it out of the water. I mean it's like a different time. Sure. Right.
Monsieur Taron Gregory is running that ship.
Yep.
Very correctly now, but
yeah, he does a great job.
It's like being able to see Kill Jaden kind of finally in that setting, and then a little glowing fire of Sargeras, and they're getting in a little argument. Things getting a little heated.
Yep.
I don't know. It's pretty epic.
It is. It's nice. It's good. But the whole Broken Shore thing, I mean, it's, again, I think people will just jump right in. And you're right. The quest line, simple enough. Just do the things that it says. You'll go back to your order hall at one point to get more artifact knowledge, and that will get you to artifact knowledge 26 if you're already at 25, and then you'll be able to add in another 2, get another couple of work orders in, and figure it all out from there. And it's pretty straightforward. So there's no surprises really. You will be able to work on a couple of things, but you won't be able to actually get flying yet. You won't be able to get that part 2 of the flying unlock, I should say. The Pathfinder Part 2. At least not this week. I heard that maybe next week people might start to get it. But you have to what do you have to do? You have to, I have it here. Hold on a sec. You have to get Defender of the Broken Isles, which is, you have to do Legion Assaults in Azuna, High Mountain, Stormheim, and Valshara. You have to do Breaching the Tomb, which is completing the Legion Fall campaign. You have to get Legion Fall Commander, and then you have to explore all of the Broken Shore. That's part 2. So,
yeah, I think the breaking into the tomb part, that might be the rough thing, because if I'm not mistaken, that's the 11-week quest chain.
Okay.
That's going to basically, just like with Nighthold, how there was that weekly quest that you did, and it kind of pushed the story a little bit further every single week. And you did, like, it was just one quest a week, and then they told a little bit more and a little bit more. And it's that same thing leading us into the Tomb of Sargeras, which I love that style of storytelling. Like, I really enjoyed how they opened Nighthold to everyone, and just, through helping out.
Right.
The Nightfallen? Yeah, that's what they're called, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Nightfallen.
But it's just it's a cool way to learn a story. There's not so much pressure to rush through it. It's just a little bit at a time.
Tattva, I'm going to rush through it. I'm just going to rush through it. I'm just going to do it all. Let's just go do it all.
Do it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing too, is I wanted to mention that if you don't have a lot of time to play WoW, Broken Shore is going to be your baby for a little bit. Yep. Like, if you're going to do world quests, do them there.
Right.
The reputation is what's going to unlock the opportunity to open up your order hall research the next 2 levels. So that's gated behind reputation with them, and mainly the way you're going to be getting reputation is by doing world quests in the Broken Shore.
And in order to get it flying, you'll need to earn Revered with the armies of Legion Falls. So you will have to do that. But yeah, I mean, and I actually set my hearth. I had my hearth at in Suramar, but now I've just moved it over there because I'm like, no, I don't need to go back there. Not really. Well, maybe, but
to go to Nighthold, but
yeah, that's it. So, but it's a pretty cool area. I'm really kind of digging it over there. And everybody remembers it from the beginning of Legion, right? Because we had to actually go through some of that stuff. So that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty neat. Let's see. What else in 7.2 can we talk about? I wanted to talk about spell animations, because there were a few updates for Hunters, Death Knights, and Druids. And Druids got a new efflorescence that I don't like at all. Got the new green, that green circle on the ground?
Well, the rune, it's all like runic now.
They made it all, and they made it wispy, right? And so it looks, I mean, by itself, it looks kind of cool, but put it on the ground and in like a rocky area, and you can't see it.
I was at the gym the other day, and a guy described my lifting as wispy as well. So I'm getting used to that term, wispy.
You are wispy.
It's like, oh, that was very wispy.
You are wispy.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, I think.
But it wasn't just. But they didn't just update the spell animations. They actually updated some of the sounds, at least for Druid. I noticed it. I'm not sure if it was.
I love the new Moonfire sound.
It's Moonfire and Sunfire sounds are like big. They're like boom, right? I mean, I was kind of.
My bear one's not so boomy. Maybe a Boomkin one is boomy. I don't know. Maybe it's a little different.
It just seemed impressive. That's all.
Yeah.
Like before, it seemed like it was kind of
shattering.
Like it was kind of far away or something like that, and it was just kind of off in the distance. And now it seems like it's like boom, it's right in front of you, and you could feel it a little bit better. Has better presence, maybe. I don't know. Anything else that's sticking out to you, Tattva, as far as 7.2 that you've done that you want to talk about? I know
haven't done it.
Go ahead.
Like, I was itching for Rave Bear for a long time there. You guys all knew that, and the nightmare it was to finally get that thing. But Werebear's taking its place. Werebear's coming.
Well, the problem with Werebear. Okay, so we're talking about.
There's no problems.
The
Watch
only
your mouth.
The only it's not really a problem. So if you're on the Broken Shore, you have to, and you want to get your new artifact skin, right? The new thing, the new hotness. You actually have to go to the Broken Shore, and you have to get a bunch of supplies for the Mage Tower specifically. And it's this combined effort between everybody, right? On the server. Mm-hmm. Is that server wide, or is it total all over the game wide, or whatever, region wide or something?
They might have broken it down into regions. There's at least a few combined servers, but it seems like everyone's on the same page as far as Mage Tower. That's the one that's kind of sneaking ahead so far on Cherry Peak.
Well, that's good. And so it's you have to build up the Mage Tower, and then once the Mage Tower is open, then you'll have 3 days in order to get your artifact, your new artifact skin. And so you have to, I mean, that's the problem, is you have to wait for everybody to build up enough resources for that Mage Tower. And then after those 3 days, if you don't have it, if you didn't get it for whatever reason, because it's supposed to be really, really hard, Tattva. It's supposed to be extremely difficult. Are you ready for the challenge?
I'm excited for the challenge. It's going to be great.
But if you don't get it in those 3 days, it goes away, and then you're screwed for at least 24 hours.
I think I'm probably going to save up every single nether shard that drops from now until Mage Tower is built. So hopefully I'll have like 50,000 nether shards ready to spend on attempts on that. And then that's all I'll do. Like we raid Thursdays and Sundays. If I don't have Werebear yet, I'm just going to have to cancel raid. Like more attempts.
Just cancel raid. Sure. Yeah, I'm sure nobody will take offense to that whatsoever.
Priorities, priorities.
It's all about priorities. And let's see. I'm excited to check out the PvP brawls. Only because they should be fun. I'm guessing that they will be fun.
Mixing it up.
I know.
Mixing it up big time.
And we talked about it a few weeks ago, where we were talking about the different PvP brawls and about how they were changing it up, kind of making it more approachable, like how Overwatch does it and how Heroes does it, and Hearthstone for that matter. They all have brawls, right? Yeah, they all have brawls. So why not? I like the brawls in the other games. It works. John does too.
It's a system that works, that kind of casual, just go lucky, have fun, no rules. Kind of suspend your disbelief for a moment.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good, man. Anything else? I think
there was...
Go ahead.
Oh, there was some, because we're moving on from WoW, yeah? Is that what's going on right now?
We can. We're still in patch 7.2, but I mean, if you have anything else that you want to add in before we move on, then we can.
Cool. As far as 7.2 goes, as far as artifact power, I know a lot of people are. The system is interesting. Like I personally enjoy it thoroughly, just that kind of continual growth or whatever. But a lot of times it can make people feel pretty far behind. We were going over that chart earlier. Just the AP schedule,
right?
Whatever. It's just a document out there. You can look it up. It's been all over the place. Most people have probably seen it, where it just breaks down how much artifact, what your artifact knowledge level is at versus how much AP you're going to be gaining, how much things cost, and all that kind of stuff. And so, of course, there's going to be those hardcore dudes that, world first guys that are going to try to farm AP to no end. But it's terrifying because you have to earn a ton. But the thing is with artifact knowledge, it scales up extremely rapidly.
Yeah, it does.
And so just don't go crazy. Don't lose your minds over it. It's all good. And then I think they actually made some changes to fix it. So once you hit you've gotten your 4th golden trait, you've gotten all of your different traits up to 4 out of 4. Once you do all that, and then there's that final one that you get that you were able to put more points into, that power spike's not as big as it was. And so it's just kind of a gradual increase and stuff. And so once you're up there, you're golden. Don't worry about it.
It's pretty neat, though, because we were talking about LFR for artifact knowledge 25 is 62,500 AP, right?
Yep, for every boss.
And if you have 50 artifact knowledge level, it is 138 million
per boss.
Yeah, per boss.
Per boss.
That's nothing.
And so I mean that's huge for the catch-up mechanic. That. Right. That's mainly for alts, I think, because I mean, by the time if you're consistently playing, by the time you get to artifact knowledge level 50, you're probably going to have most everything, unless they expand.
Sure.
The weapons more with the following patch,
which they could.
Who knows, they might. I guess next raid, but yeah, and so it's just going to be nice once you're able to, buy that artifact knowledge for an alt. That even if you just freshly rolled it, and all of a sudden you're artifact knowledge 45, and you go to LFR and you're getting 37 million AP for every single boss, it's going to be pretty quick. So, yeah,
maybe.
So don't be so scared.
Maybe
of AP.
That's a lot of AP to grind, man. It's gonna be a big AP grind. So just if you weren't sick of AP grinds before this, you may get that way. I don't know.
Just don't think about it. Play the game. You'll get there.
That sounds like good advice. I like that. We'll keep that around. We'll see what's going on. All right. Maybe we should get off of 7.2 for a little bit. There's a lot going on with this. I'm guessing that we will be talking about this more as we get a better handle on what actually is happening on the live servers. But I mean, especially with the Order Hall campaign and there's new Paragon stuff. There's a pet battle dungeon, which is the weirdest thing ever. I can't even wrap my mind around what that is at all. Plus all the new crafted stuff and blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is a huge patch. So I'm guessing we'll have more as we go forward. But for now, I think that maybe we should talk a little bit about Overwatch.
Oh, this is my jam.
All right, let's do that. John.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with Overwatch?
Oh, man, so much. And actually, the first thing I wanted to hit on before, and this wasn't in the show notes, so
okay,
hold on to your butts. The new Widowmaker statue came out today.
Ooh.
And it's $150, but it's Widowmaker, and she's kind of badass. So, so more of those. I think there's 3 Overwatch statues now, 4 if you include the collector's edition. You've got Tracer, Reaper, and Widowmaker as the really nice, expensive $150 plus type things, and then the Soldier 76 one that came with the collector's edition
right
there. So that was pretty cool. But even more interestingly, in my opinion, Morgan Stanley actually did some, I don't know what part of report this was, but ultimately what they've said is that Overwatch could pull in up to $720 million a year.
Whoa.
And even more exciting from that, Overwatch League could pull in over $100 million, they think, in the first. Actually, I don't want to put a time on it because I don't think they put a time on it. But they think that Overwatch League has the potential to put in $100 million, with potentials up to I forget what the high ball number was. But Overwatch is a big deal, guys. It's getting past the stage of new shiny toy and it's been around for a while. It's still doing really well on PC bangs in South Korea. It's only trailing League of Legends on average by 4 to 8%, which before Overwatch. Yeah, and it actually overtook it for a while.
Right.
And before Overwatch, it had a huge 80% market share in PC bangs. And now that they're both kind of sharing that a little bit, which has been really cool, especially considering competitive Overwatch really hasn't hit the stride yet, and really probably won't until we get Overwatch League. So I think that's absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited for Overwatch. Every week, honestly every day, I read something new about it. I'm just so excited. The world is amazing. The art's amazing. We're getting all this sweet new content. So
it's really good, and I'm glad that LOL and Overwatch are kind of sharing the top of the charts, and that they're different types of games. It's not just the same type of game. It's not a MOBA. It's a first person shooter. It's great. And yeah, I don't know. When I first saw that game, I knew that it was going to be pretty killer. Didn't know how much.
Yeah, it's special.
Although,
it's just the only
clean.
thing is,
it is.
Yeah,
it is
clean.
It's nice.
It's clean. It's special. It's got this depth to it, and it's so unique. It's really difficult because you're right. Honestly, you could put League of Legends on one screen and Dota on the other. I'm going to make people angry here, but from from my casual eyes, I couldn't tell you the difference. Honestly, if I haven't played Heroes of the Storm, that aspect of it too, I'm I couldn't tell you which one is which. I really couldn't tell you. But there's not a single game that I can look at or watch that matches Overwatch in how it looks, how it's played, the sound. Like the sound design is just amazing on that game.
It is.
And it's those little details that just make it so good.
Yep. By the way, in that Morgan Stanley report, I just want to correct one thing. So the $720 million per year that they said was the high. That's the like over the top.
The high ball.
Yeah, that's the high ball mark. They're saying more likely $100 million a year, which is still a lot of freaking money, right?
By the way, okay, I actually hedged on this, but it's
what did you?
They're talking specifically here. Could pull in revenues. That would be nearly okay. It sucks because I think that this is the one, because they posted something about Overwatch League, and now I need to check because I thought Overwatch League was the one that can take in 720 million highball, 100 million more likely. This is Overwatch League can make more than 100. Yes, this is actually Overwatch League, not Overwatch.
Well,
so they're just talking about Overwatch League.
Sure, and that's this. I mean, it's all part of the same deal, though. So. I mean,
they're not talking about like in-game sales and loot boxes and stuff like that. They're talking just about Overwatch League and merchandise
hold on a
sales.
sec. They're going to make $100 million this year on loot boxes because of you, because you need all the boxes that you can get.
Not with how much I've been playing anymore. I've got 40 in the bank, I think, on my main right now that I haven't even opened.
Nice.
But yeah,
that's great.
So I hedged. I shouldn't have hedged. So yeah, it's 720 million is the high ball for a perfectly executed Overwatch League, and 100 million
that includes T-shirt sales. That includes T-shirt sales.
Yeah, I have 3. I have 3 Overwatch League T-shirts. I'm not even joking. It's my favorite T-shirt.
Not even the teams yet. It's just the league. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's cool.
It's pretty cool. Nate Nanzer was doing a thing, and there was a speculative cities list for Overwatch League teams, and the internet blew up. It was pretty awesome. Boy. Sorry, Tattva. What?
Is Doomfist next?
Is Doomfist? Yeah, easily.
100%?
Easiest question. 100%.
Has to be right.
I'll wear a Tattva beanie if it's not.
Now that you have Orisa as a tank, now Doomfist is going to come out and clobber people. And it's going to be Terry Crews. We all know it's going to be Terry Crews.
I really hope so.
It's got to be Terry Crews doing it.
That's true.
Oh, man. All right. Real quick, we got a couple of little things. I don't even know if I should play the sounder. Okay. I will.
Well met.
All right. So is anything going on in Hearthstone? We're waiting, right?
Yes and no. So broad strokes.
Yeah.
Card reveals, new mechanics, stuff like that is what we're seeing. We're going to be seeing the new expansion here in probably the next 2 weeks. So pretty exciting. Starting March 29th. So if you're listening to this live tomorrow, if you're listening to this on audio today or a couple days ago, March 29th, Wednesday, you're starting to get the Year of the Mammoth daily rewards. And so what that is, just for logging into the game, you're getting free packs from Journey to Un'Goro. I think they're giving 2 away. You've got a Meat Streets of Gadgetzan and Old Gods pack.
I think anytime you say the title of the new expansion, you have to sing it.
Journey to Un'Goro.
There you go.
That's my best Ben Brode impression.
that was horrible.
You know what, Pat? You could be more uplifting.
It was a good try.
Sometime.
It was a good try, but it was still pretty horrible.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So it's going to be a total. They're going to be giving away 5 Un'Goro packs. They're going to be giving away Old Gods and Gadgetzan packs.
Mm-hmm.
Another 100 gold at least, and I think it's like 100 dust, and they're giving away a golden rare from Journey to Un'Goro as well on April 5th. So, and if you don't like the card, because it's not the best card, at least it doesn't appear to be, you can disenchant that for some handy dust and make whatever card you want. So pretty cool stuff going on in Overwatch or Hearthstone. Sorry.
There's cool stuff going on all over the place.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there.
All right. Oh, there we go. And what I thought was going to be a nice, easy day of editing the show, just edit the show and get it up and put it out there. Blizzard had to go do something, and it's called Heroes of the Storm 2.0. And I still don't really fully understand it, but let's talk about it.
Let's
do it. So this is just going to be me. We'll get back to the other guys. We'll get back to the show last night that we did before in a little bit. We'll get back to that. But there is big news when it comes to Heroes of the Storm. There is actually released this morning of March 29th. Heroes of the Storm 2.0 has been announced. There is going to be a new leveling system. There is going to be a lot of new rewards as well, including sprays, banners, announcers, voice lines, emoji packs, all that kind of stuff. Does this sound familiar, Overwatch players? It sounds a lot like Overwatch is coming into Heroes of the Storm, which is actually kind of cool, I think, personally. So that means that loot chests are going to be coming in as well, and these loot chests will have skins, mounts, sprays, banners, announcers, voice lines, emoji packs, and perhaps even heroes. We'll see. And you will be able to purchase these chests for real currency. Well, actually, not real currency. First, you'll have to get fake currency, which leads to, it's kind of weird. So they actually have a few different kinds of currency coming in as well. Right now, we have gold, right? But coming in HOTS 2.0, you'll have three types of currency. You'll have shards, gold, and gems. For real currency, you will purchase gems, which will allow you to purchase heroes, stim packs, loot chests, and featured skins. And by featured skins, it'll be like the new ones and then some of the old ones, but not all of them. I think that's the way it's going. So we have a new way to level up, and here, let's just talk about that for just real quick. So with Heroes 2.0, it will accelerate how quickly players level up, and it introduces a new reward system. Every time you level up a character, you'll receive one of these loot chests. And they also have a new thing with player level. Your player level is going to be the sum total of all levels earned across all of your characters. So that will determine what your player level is, which is weird, but I'm kind of interested to see how this whole thing plays out. And in Heroes, in the new Heroes, we're calling it Heroes 2.0 for right now, but I'm sure that it won't stick. So for Heroes 2.0, there will be no level cap, meaning that you can level your favorite heroes forever and continue getting rewards, continue getting XP, continue building your levels. So you don't have to worry about that at all as well. Now, this is all still very, very new. I mean, this news just broke here in the studio about 15, 20 minutes ago. So I'm kind of reading a lot of stuff, reading as much as I can. I'm sure that if you want more information on what has changed for Heroes of the Storm for Heroes 2.0, please go check out Lords of the Storm with Gizmo and the guys, and they will be talking about this in depth, I'm sure. Because I know that Gizmo is out there for the big announcement. That's why he was not on the show this week. So, go check out Lords of the Storm. If you're really into Heroes of the Storm, or if you're really into this announcement, go check them out and see what they have to say about it. Okay, now we're going to go back to the show. We do have StarCraft 2.
I can dig that.
Mm-hmm. And Tattva, we were talking about this a little bit before the show. StarCraft is coming out with something new. What do they got? Well, it's not new. It's not new.
Something old, new.
Old new. What's going on?
They're putting some shine on it.
Yeah.
They're just remastering StarCraft, and it's free 99, right? They're just making it free 99.
Yeah. So hey,
you can just play it.
They're remastering it, and it's kind of cool. It hasn't seen anybody touch up the game at all since 1998 or whatever. And so, yeah. They're
so I mean, they're just putting some polish on it. It's just mainly a visual update. They want to keep the gameplay the same as it ever was, and so if you played the crap out of it back in the day, it's gonna feel the same. And they wanted to make that a high priority in the remaster version. They didn't want to try to like fix like things that were kind of buggy or may on the surface look broken. They're just keeping the game as it is, just doing kind of an art update to bring it up to 1080p and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing that I'm most excited for is Blizzard always has had really good cinematics, and those are still in the game. And like they're not being updated. They're just bumped up in resolution for the most part. But they're also interjecting that comic book style. Like I imagine it like the Harbinger series leading into Legion.
Sure.
With Khadgar and Gul'dan telling those stories. And so they're going to interject a modern flair into the game. And so I imagine it's going to be fairly similar to that, but they're referring to it as a comic book style, which I think that fits. Okay. But yeah, it will be interesting to see.
Sure. Or like the Overwatch cartoons or the comic book style that they did there for that stuff. So yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and you can do it land style too, which is pretty sweet.
Woohoo! That's like old school. That's like
old school.
Total old
school.
Super
old school.
Oh, man.
We can all bring our computers to BlizzCon and have a StarCraft remastered LAN party.
Yeah. I actually, a few years ago, I went to PAX a couple of times. PAX West, I guess now they're calling it. And Darius was kind of in charge of a lot of the LAN stuff. He was in charge of like the competitive side of, or the I can't remember what it was called. But there was a whole bring your own computer area and people were doing LAN parties and stuff like that in PAX. And I'm like, this is the weirdest thing. I haven't seen anything like this in a decade. Where it's just like people bring their computers to somebody else's house, set it up, and then, hey, let's play a game. All right.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Like, I think it was probably like a year ago or something. I was helping. There's a local business that was starting up. They were doing a eSports center kind of thing. And we were holding CSGO tournaments. But it was bring your own computer at first. Like now there's a whole like cafe set up with all the computers already there and wired and everything. But I mean, we'd have like 100 people, like 20 teams sign up for these tournaments. And then like we didn't have the space finished either. So they're just stretched out down these halls of this building and we're having to wire the whole thing. Oh, it was such a nightmare. But I mean, it was a lot of fun, but it's hilarious though, having to make sure all that's working. And so,
right.
Awful.
Right. After everybody has to make sure their computer's set up right and they have enough signal and all that kind of good stuff. And
then breakers pop and it's mayhem.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Hey, let's so that's StarCraft 2 or StarCraft remastered, and that is going to be releasing this summer. So sometime this summer. I don't think we have an actual date yet on that, but it was announced, and so be looking for that if you're into the old school StarCraft. Yeah, should be cool. Let's do a little bit of eSports, and I'll play
a clever strategy.
That one. John.
Hi.
So Hearthstone. They were playing in the lovely Bahamas. Yeah. Johnny, show them what they've won. He walked away.
And he's gone.
He walked away. He just took off. That's all right.
Never again.
So John, They were in the Bahamas this weekend.
Yes. They only said it about 30,000 times on stream, by the way.
Right.
It was like every time. It's like, hey, we're here in the Bahamas.
We're here inside a building in the Bahamas.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was an all-inclusive resort, though. So honestly, of all the tournaments, that's like the one that I wouldn't want to be competing in because you couldn't partake nearly as much as if you were not competing.
Sure.
So yeah, so we had the Winter Championships. So the winner of that gets a spot at the World Championships. Keep in mind, I did not say BlizzCon because it will not more than likely be at BlizzCon this year, where we'll see the Hearthstone World Championships.
What? Where's it?
Same with Overwatch League, by the way.
So when are they? So for both of those things, do we have any idea of when those might be? Are those still going to be around the same time, or is it going to be?
So it's seasonal, right?
Sure.
So it's every 3-ish months. So it's actually going to be right around BlizzCon, but no idea when specifically or where. And I don't think they totally ruled out and said it's not going to be at BlizzCon, but they did go out and say, like, in the future, this means that the World Championships can be detached from BlizzCon. This is the same thing about Overwatch and Overwatch League too.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be esports represented, but I'm guessing it's going to be more like the Hearthstone Global Games, which is something that they've been doing, where it's going to be kind of a little bit more of a fanfare type of tournament and a little bit less, the best players in Hearthstone going head to head. A little bit more of a combination of high skill and very popular personalities doing that. Anyways, so in the Bahamas, Stan Udachi is from Russia. He was representing Russia, kind of a dark horse. There were honestly, I can say it, there wasn't anyone who I saw who predicted him to win, except for people who were practice partners with him and stuff like that and had personal ties to his success. But he won, so he wins $60,000. He wins his spot at the World Championships, and he played amazing. He beat out Frozen, who is probably one of the more favorited players. And so it was an amazing tournament overall. But he played phenomenally. And here's the really weird thing: he played really fast. He played really fast. Like, if you ever watch me play Aggro Shaman on my stream, I play fast. I don't even think. As soon as I draw that card, I'm playing and I'm going. And he was just super quick with really complex plays that even the casters weren't seeing yet. And it was a pleasure to see. But I think that he's going to go beyond just this year, and I think he's going to make him a name for himself. And I think that was the breakthrough that he needed. So.
Cool.
It was really impressive.
Very cool. Very, very cool. I know that Heroes of the Dorm has been going on, and it's still going on, and it's being broadcast on Facebook Live. And the notes that I have, it says viewership is down. Okay. Yep. That's I think they kind of understood that, before it was on ESPN and you could get some casual viewing going on there, and it's kind of a little bit more accessible and stuff like that. And that people don't like the Facebook Live platform. I think I think there is nobody here that is shocked at all.
People who are internet and game savvy don't like using Facebook? What?
Well, first of all, I don't know of many people in the gaming world that use Facebook as the go-to place to hang out.
Nope.
Right? Everybody's
where my IRL friends live.
They're on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and all this other stuff, but they're not hanging out on Facebook with grandma. They're not doing that. So I don't know. I mean, it's to be expected, I guess. Right?
Yeah, it's this weird love affair that Blizzard and Facebook have right now that I don't totally love. They did the same thing with Overwatch announcement. I believe they did one of the developer Q&As right before launch. They did, and I believe they did something for Hearthstone too, and they tried it, and it hasn't picked up for whatever reason. Facebook just hasn't picked up steam for that, but it's been really successful for mainstream media, for marketing, and for podcasts and other things like that.
It is so Facebook is LinkedIn for family and high school. Your high school class. That's it.
For me, I have my family on there and the people I went to college and high school with, and then nothing. Then I post my political rants on there. Keep that away from the public Twitter, all that stuff.
Still got to let it
Just
out
kidding.
Every once in a while. Yeah. But yeah.
It's my venting place. It's my safe space. So
yeah,
where nobody's going to judge you except for
my family.
Aunt Greta. Yep. Tat?
I watched a few of the games. It works. It works
Good.
fine and stuff. And that's the thing is they're HOTS is posting it on Twitter with a link to whatever platform they're going to be posting it on or hosting it on, and the broadcast seemed fine to me or whatever.
Does it seem glitchy at all? I'm guessing that it's probably okay.
The games I watched, not at all.
Okay,
it was super solid for the games I watched. Maybe they did run into issues every now and then.
Sure,
but I watched it for a few hours one day, and there was literally nothing. It looked just like anything else. And I was on their website, but it was just hosting the Facebook feed or whatever. But
right.
I don't know, some really good games though. It was kind of funny.
Sure.
The announcers kind of ragging on the college teams. I know they're not pros or anything yet, but it was pretty interesting. Of course, they're making younger mistakes or non-pro mistakes and stuff like that. But it was pretty funny to see the announcers being like, what is going on? Why are they making these decisions? It was pretty funny, but yeah.
Sure.
It'll be interesting to see the finals though.
Right. And the finals are coming up on April 8th. And it's LSU, Kentucky, UT Arlington, and big shock, UC Irvine, University of California, Irvine. They play basically at Blizzard. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that they have the best ping. So of course they're in. No, but they've been good for. Weren't they in the finals last year? I want to say that they were, but I don't
remember.
I remember that they're always a very competitive team, especially when it comes to Heroes of the Storm, and I think, yeah. I just remember them from all the Heroes of the Storm stuff. So, or maybe it's just that I look out for them because I see Irvine and I'm going, yeah, of course they're there. Of course they are. That's it. So that's coming up April 8th for the finals, and you can go check it out. And if you say, Tattva, if you say that it's good, it must be good.
Yeah, the broadcast was fine. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Awesome.
Just you have some time to watch some new upcoming talent in the HOTS world.
Cool.
It's a good place to see it.
Right on. Hey, anything else before we get out of here? Because I think that kind of wraps up the news for this week. It's a lot of 7.2 stuff. That's for sure.
Oh, I just wanted to shout out, because I love the idea. I was super excited when you made the announcement. Bellular.
Yeah. So the announcement, Bellular made an announcement earlier this week, and if you don't know him, you have not been watching WoW videos about lore, especially ever, because he's
about anything. He pumps them out.
Yeah, but he's especially good when it comes to lore stuff. That's kind of how I think of Bellular. And he came out with this announcement, and the announcement was making an add-on for World of Warcraft. And Tattva, can you explain what the add-on did? Or was
so basically it was going to be an episodic release. So I think his plan initially was every month and a half, and hopefully ramping it up to every month. So every episode would be one zone of questing for a particular race. He was going to go through the human questing experience from 1 to 60. So he was starting with Elwyn Forest, and basically what the add-on would do, it would implement the talking head thing that exists in Legion now.
Right.
Like when you go do a world quest, talking head appears in the center of your screen, and it's just like blah blah blah, you know, save, or this was nuts, or this invasion was nuts, whatever.
Sure.
That lady says. But it was going to implement that and use that as a storytelling device for the leveling up experience.
So that you don't necessarily have to read the quest text. You can go through and kind of experience it a little bit more organically, right?
Yeah, and so I mean that's a cool thing that they've done in Legion. Like you do get the voiceovers and stuff from time to time. It's not for every quest or anything like that. But basically what they were doing is they were taking every single quest, rewriting it so it actually fit dialogue. Because, I mean, reading the journal, it's meant to be read. It's not meant to be spoken. Anyways, and so they spent time, reworked every single quest in Elwyn Forest, first of all. And then he hired voice actors, like a 4-person team. Like, I mean, he was getting serious into this, and he was funding the first 3 zones himself. And Elwyn Forest was supposed to launch on April 8th. So, I mean, in like a week or something. And so he's done with it. Like,
yeah.
But, and so, I mean, the cool thing is like you get to play the game and get told the story as you play, rather than like, hey guys, wait, I'm going to read this quest real quick. Tovo always used to get super mad at me for reading quests. Like, I love the story of World of Warcraft.
Sure.
They're great storytellers, but leveling takes precedence a lot of times, just rushing through it. And so with the add-on, you get sent to some dagger edge mine or dagger spine. I can't remember what the mine is in Elwyn Forest. Anyways, you go to the mine, you kill some kobolds, and you come out. But I mean,
no take candle. Sorry.
Yeah, they even went above and beyond to have, like, while you're in there, you're overhearing this conversation with the Defias Brotherhood and all these kind of things. And so they just basically an add-on to really tell the story of WoW.
Yep.
From the human questing perspective. And they were going to go from 1 to 60 and then do a horde character 1 to 60. But
don't get excited, anybody. Don't get excited. Don't.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I was super excited about it, but I don't know if it was today. Anyways, it was recently, but Blizzard put the kibosh on that idea.
Yeah.
He's still talking to him, and hopefully they can come to some agreement as far as, you know, it is their IP and all that kind of stuff. And they just felt it was overstepping the bounds a little bit too much. I mean, and I can see that. I can totally understand.
Yep.
But from someone who loves the game as much as he does and the lore, and is just wanting to tell the story of WoW and have people be able to experience it, like, I do hope that they come to an understanding at some point, and he is able to release the add-on, because it would be cool, like a cool experience, just to have a level 1 human just park there, go through Elwyn Forest, and just stop and wait for the next episode to come out, and then do that chunk, wait for the next, and, you know, over the course of a year and a half, go from 1 to 60 and just really get inundated with the story.
And then the next year and a half, the Orc campaign. Yeah. Yeah. So something like that. But it's a little touchy when you're dealing with somebody else's IP and changing the game that much. That really kind of adds a lot into the game. And I'm sure that the guys over at Blizzard were like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, maybe they just hire him. Put him to work.
Yeah, hire him.
I was going to say, I wonder if they would have said no if there was no funding involved.
So the add-on itself was free, but there was going to be. But he said that he would need support to continue it. That doesn't mean that the add-on wouldn't be free. It's just that he would want to, like, open up a Patreon or something like that. So,
well, I mean, he did, like. That's the interesting thing with him, is he's never had a Patreon before. Like, just because...
Right. Well, it's because his YouTube stuff is so awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people who have big YouTube channels still do Patreon. But the thing is he didn't feel like what he had to offer, he offered it for free. Like, that's just what he did. Right. And so he didn't feel like... I mean, that, like, I've had that issue in starting a Patreon page for LOS gaming, like the videos we do. I mean, it'd be awesome to get support, but it's just like, it's like perks. Like, what am I going to offer that's more it's just a weird situation. Right. But for something this specific, he finally actually started one. Like, I mean, there's been a lot of groundwork already done. He's been working on it for like the past 4 or 6 months, I think he said. Yeah. Like hardcore, like a team of 4 people, 13 different voice actors.
I remember when he was kind of putting that stuff together, and he was like, I have a big project and I can't really talk about it too much, but blah, 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 looking for voiceover folks and all this kind of stuff. So
yeah, shot for the stars and a little short apparently.
Hit the dirt on that one, but at least for now, and hopefully they can get it resolved and all that kind of stuff.
I know they will. He's a good dude.
I know that he is out for what's best for the community, so I'm guessing that they'll be able to do something.
Yeah.
Who knows exactly what, but maybe he'll have to get hired at Blizzard.
Yeah. Just put him in charge of...
He could be in charge
redoing the quests and storyline.
Yeah, redoing the entire UI for all of the level 1 to 60 for everybody. Oof, that would take 0 time whatsoever. It should just be
a toggle, though, right? Like, ever since we've gotten to these 20 gigabyte plus clients, anyways, like. We shouldn't be reading quest text. Like at the time, a lot of it was the amount of money it would cost on top of just the pure size of the audio files, where honestly now you could probably stream most of it, if not those audio files, even if they're still worried about, they're worried about, client size. It's why we don't have, voiceover and stuff. But like for me, I still don't know level 1 through, honestly, Legion. I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just looking at my SCADA meters, bro.
Right.
That's the only thing I read.
Just looking at damages, at all the damages I'm doing. That's it. All right. Yep. Well, I think with that, we are going to get out of here, but thanks, fellas, for chiming in today, and we'll play the music and see what's going on with you guys over the next week or whatever, and how people can get a hold of you. Tattva, you got anything big coming up? Is it just running mythics? Mythic, all the Mythic Nighthold stuff?
Still? Yep, hopefully we'll be able to jump back into some more progression on CTM. That will be extremely nice to see some new bosses and stuff and get back going with that whole thing.
Anything else going with line of sight?
As far as right now, just kind of we see the big old wave of Tomb of Sargeras coming at our faces, so
just getting ready for that.
Another 10 bosses. Another 10 bosses.
Yeah, you got some time. You got some time. You got some time to rest up before that stuff goes live. So.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, like I'd still like to do the quick tips and stuff. There's just been my whole real life has been all ski-wampus lately. So hopefully we can get back on track with some things.
It happens.
Moving forward.
It happens, man. Johnny, how about you? You're streaming a lot, right?
Streaming a lot, usually 4 to 7 hours a day at this point.
Nice.
Wednesdays I'm off, but twitch.tv/kicktripod, twitter.com/kicktripod, and then you can find links to everything at kicktripod.com.
And for line of sight, it's at LOS_gaming on Twitter, and then is it LOS Gaming Show on YouTube? Is that right? Ha!
That is correct, sir.
I got it. Look at that. That's awesome. And if you want to talk to me, I'm at Pat Crane with a K. I know that this week I'm actually working on the new project. The new project is the Podcast Launchpad podcast about podcasting and about launching stuff around. So there. It's fun. I'm recording stuff this week. Don't worry, it won't be out for a little bit, but I am recording. So you can catch it there. And I'm going to bail on that music, and I'm going to start up that one. There we go. If you want to talk to us at any time, please do so by emailing convertraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can follow us on Twitter at ConvertToRaid. And you can join the Bazuba Guabo Nation. Oh, by the way, I was talking to one of the guys and Darius and other folks The website might be changing soon. But for now, you can head over to converttoraid.com where we have the show downloads, we have the forums, we have the videos, the audios, and more. All the guild stuff, too, over at converttoraid.com. We also are on the iTunes and the YouTubes and the internets. So there. And the live streams and all that stuff. Yeah, it's all there. ConvertToRaid.com. Convert to Raid Presents is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends on the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. And that's going to be it for the show. John, Tattva, thank you guys so much for joining us. Chat room, as always, so nice to see you correct me because I'm wrong half the time, and then the other time you're still telling me I'm wrong. But I love you anyway. I really do. I like it. But thank you guys for showing up, and thank you guys at home, in the car, or wherever you are for joining us, and we will see you next time. For all the guys at Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
I miss bread so much.